The image of a woman with a gun can be somewhat jarring. There's something almost sexual about it. A buxom babe holding a massive phallus of metal, pumping clumps of brass into the air at high velocity. But what does it really mean? What does it represent? As Americans, the right to bear arms has been defended as one of the fundamental powers of our people. From the Revolutionary War, to the settlement of the Western frontier, to the Civil and World Wars, American women were next to men in our culture of arms.
These are women at war. No uniforms, no headlines. Instead, the determination to fight their part of the war and do it well.
We spoke with one of the country's premier Second Amendment lawyers, who represented gun law cases in front of the Supreme Court. Stephen Halpern explained some of the history of our country.
The American Revolution was a response in part to the brutality by the British Army and the disarming of the inhabitants, making them defenseless, and the attempt to tax the colonies without representation. Part of the militia system was that every single man who was able-bodied would possess a firearm in the home and have it available for use for self-defense or for militia purposes. And that type of law, though, came to exist in every one of the colonies, later states, and then after the U.S. Constitution was adopted, a federal militia act was passed, which also required every individual to have a gun. Back on the frontier, women had to know how to use firearms to survive. Criminals could come through the village or through the countryside. There could be attacks from hostile Indians, and the woman had to protect herself and her family, particularly when the man was away. Somehow, historically, we got away from that. We went through a period, particularly I think in the 20th century, when it was no longer considered maybe feminine to have a gun or to know how to use a gun. Whatever the cultural reasons for that, that's changing now. And there's a revival of the frontier mentality, the frontier meaning independence, self-reliance, can-do attitude. I can do what I need to do to protect myself, to protect my family. You're not discriminated against because you're a woman or you're a black or whoever. You have to take a safety course, or you have to have training, you have to have a criminal background check. If you meet those requirements, you can get a permit to carry a concealed weapon. And ever escalating numbers of women have been doing that.
The organization known as Second Amendment Sisters has been on the forefront of the gun rights debate. What is interesting is that the group is exclusively female. A Pennsylvania housewife who has, while raising her family, dedicated her life to the cause of defending the Second Amendment. Maria Heil began her involvement over the internet and soon became the press secretary of Second Amendment Sisters.
My name's Maria Heil. I'm the national spokesperson for Second Amendment Sisters. I live here in Southern York County. Now you guys all shot today, you said, right? Yeah. How'd you like it? Yeah. Second Amendment Sisters, our motto is self-defense is a basic human right. Isn't that right? Everybody has a right to defend themselves, no matter where they live, no matter who they are. They have a right to defend themselves, and that's what we're about. I've been asked many times, well, you're a mother, why do you have guns in the house? I have guns in the house because I'm a mother and I'm responsible for 4 children's lives. My husband's not here all the time. Obviously, he works. I'm what I call an old-fashioned mother. I prefer that term to stay-at-home mom. It's like insurance. You want to have it when you need it, not after the fact. Because you can't get insurance after the fact, and you can't be unraped, so to speak. We live in semi-rural Pennsylvania. My 10-year-old daughter, she was 10 at the time when I started this, and she figured out, she said, Mom, if I'm a criminal, I'm not going to go where people can carry guns. I said, yeah, that's right. Because even criminals want to live. They want to live to see another day. I'm the legislative liaison and the national press coordinator for Second Amendment Sisters. And I am a mother of 4 children. I have a son, 14, and then I have 3 daughters, 10, 11, and 12 years old. Yeah, I got the yellow cheese. I got yellow cheese, man. My husband's the one who actually introduced me to firearms, and so I keep telling him whenever I have to go away for a conference or something, I say, honey, this is all your fault. You're the one who got me started. You have liver sausage, peanut butter and jelly, or grilled cheese. Second Amendment Sisters is different because we're women. Mainly women. We're a women's organization that's pro-gun. We have chapters throughout the United States. We have state coordinators in 30-some states. We do intro shoots for women, ladies' days at various clubs throughout the United States to introduce women to firearms. And that's what actually turns a lot of women off when they try a gun, if it's too big and it hurts them when they fire it. Women have to get over the initial part of shooting in order to enjoy it. It's like driving a car. We've had shop and shoot weekends where the women get together on a Friday, have dinner, Saturday they go shopping at an outlet mall, and Sunday they go to the range. And it's been a very successful program. We have liver sausage. Second Amendment Sisters is focusing on firearm safety education. We educate our children from the beginning. We use that Eagle program to educate them to stop, don't touch, leave the area, tell an adult. We take precautions in our house as far as how we store our guns so that our children will not be able to access them. So I see that as a big role of being a mother, educating my children on our history and our preparing them for the future. Stop, don't touch, leave the area, tell an adult. I highly recommend it, whether you have a gun in the house or not, to get some kind of firearm safety education. Kids could come across a firearm someday, whether it's in your house or a friend's house or on the street, and that education could save your life, your child's life. And that's how important it is that there is education. For instance, Mississippi, if you're an 8th grader and your parents say it's okay, you can take a firearms course. So that's pretty cool. I'd like to do that here in Pennsylvania.
Mom.
What?
The groundhog chewed up the tube and pushed it out.
Groundhog's dead, honey.
Oh.
We had to kill 2 groundhogs. So there should be no more groundhogs eating my cantaloupes.